talk to Olivier Guiter, who's a terrorism and security expert. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
We heard there about the increased levels of security, the red levels, the number of police on the streets of Istanbul. Does it surprise you that somebody was able to get into this nightclub and carry out this atrocity?
No, unfortunately not. I mean, the level of threat against the country is very high. It's not only from Kurdish extremists, but also from Islamic State that made clear in the past few months that Turkey was going at the top of their list as far as target. So that's not surprising. And even on the 31st of December, Turkish authorities arrested 8 members of Islamic State that were planning attacks on New Year's Eve. So that was unfortunately not a surprise. And also, there was a policeman in faction at the entrance of the nightclub. So, and that was shot by the terrorists. So, if you will, our countries have a difficult time, even if you were to post one policeman in front of every single public venue to go after those kind of attacks. And the main issue lies in intelligence. You need to get ahead of the terrorists and infiltrate those cells or know about it before it happens. That's the only way you can stop those attacks.
So you can have thousands and thousands of police on the streets, but if you don't, you can't cover every base, can you?
Exactly, and that's the main issue that we have is right now. Also in the West, look at the example of France, which is under a state of emergency, and there was no problem for the Berlin attacker to go through France with guns at different train stations. So, unfortunately, we have to look at changing the way we collect intelligence and go back to basics, which is basically going back to human intelligence and, as much as possible, getting information from people around those terrorists.
Why is Turkey particularly such a target at this moment?
For one simple reason is that it has turned its back on Islamic State because at first, at the beginning of the Syrian revolution, Turkey was very favorable to Islamist groups that were on the verge, if you remember, of downing the Assad regime. So Islamic State fighters would go into Turkey, use it as a fallback base, being treated in hospitals there. So there was a clear alliance at that point. And then about a year ago, things started to change. And under the pressure of the West and Europe, Turkey had to put a stop to all the foreign fighters going into Syria and had to show that they were serious about terrorism. So that de facto alliance between Islamic State and Turkey stopped, and that's when they became a major target.
So what do you think the response will be from President Erdogan and his government?
There's not much that can be done, but I think that he will try to impress on people that is in control and that Islamic State will have to pay a price. So I suspect that there will be strikes in Syria or Iraq by Turkish security forces on Islamic State facilities, if you will.
It's not a great way to start 2017, is it really? But are we going to see a lot more of this? Yes,
unfortunately, this is just the beginning in terms of the number of extremists that are running the streets of the West. We are bound to see much more of this.
Thank you very much indeed.
You're welcome.
Olivier Guiter, who is a terrorism and security expert. It's 7:60.